Welcome to the channel. I am the Jamaican Scoop Diva, and today I will be discussing the shocking ban of baby hairs or edges from popular Jamaican high school, St. Andrew's High School for girls. Now, recently, the school made a public post. Reminder students, please be advised that the wearing of edges is now officially banned on campus. Remember, curtains belong in the house, not on foreheads. Let's keep our looks neat and school ready. We appreciate your cooperation in upholding our standards of excellence as we continue honoring the legacy and inspiring the future. Pretty decent post. They even thank them for the cooperation. Personally, I see nothing wrong with this. School is school, rules are rules. Now, interestingly, this ban on baby hairs has actually garnered the attention of persons worldwide to the point where even international international companies like BET and others, among others, are talking about it. Some people don't like it, some people support it, and these are a few of the opinions.
Start off by saying I have no problems with any of the rules that are implemented by a school, especially when the school would have gone through the correct protocols in putting those rules in place. Because even if as a student or even parents, a set of rules makes absolutely no sense to you, what it amounts to is a functional society, and you cannot put a price on that. So 9 out of 10 children will tell you, I don't know what the rule is for, I hate it, it does serve no purpose. But 9 out of 10 adults will tell you that they absolutely love the structure and the discipline that school introduced to them from very early on in their lives. So watch this. This is baby hair. This is also baby hair. But I want to give you the benefit of the doubt that you will agree with me that nobody now wants to know pitting in a uniform in a this. Where you going at that? Where you go with valance hang over drapes or window curtain by your forehead? And in the grand scheme of things, if school is supposed to be preparing you for the world of work, who for workplace you want to show up look so? If the job allows this, that is not the standard way you want, friend. And it definitely don't align with the ambitions where your school have for you. So in order to avoid this, even though this over here might be a little bit conservative and palatable, in order to avoid this, we're going to just say, none at all. And people present all kinds of arguments, some of which I find quite reasonable. I can see your logic, I can see where you're coming from. But the argument that potentially peeve me is when you have some people who are going to talk about, oh, but in America, who gives a crap about what happens in America relative to grooming? As somebody with teaching experience in the United States, I can tell you that a lot of times, same like how the little boy them wake, as seems to them just roll out of bed and them just show up. A whole colony of ectoparasites residing in them here, lala water there, them mouth corner and matter in them eye. Not to mention the little girls, because the same valance we are talking about with the pan them forehead, when them use the edge control over and over, if you pace it down over and over, it literally look like nose knot pan them forehead.
So I heard that they banned edges in schools in Jamaica, and I think it's amazing. They need to ban everything over here, everything. Because right about now, the children are too nuff. They're just too nuff. You know, when you was younger, your mum used to say, I don't really like that little girl, because she's too nuff. Now I'm sorry, everybody's child is too nuff. Like, it's actually ridiculous. I'm in the classroom and I'm saying every minute, hello, can you put away the mirror, please? Excuse me, can you put away the mascara, please? Why have you done your lip gloss about 50 times? Your lips are about to drop off, can you put it away? The next one's got our eyelash curler. You're rude, I don't even own one. The next girl had a whole mirror, A4 size with lights around it and a stand. You're extremely rude, young lady. Go and put back your mother's things in her bathroom, because it's teeth. I know your teeth and your parents' things. One of the little girls had little lip gloss. Miss, do you like my lip gloss? It's Yves Saint Laurent. You're rude. You don't even concentrate in French, and you're telling me about Yves Saint Laurent. I have to ask them, what time is it in the morning that you're waking up? I need to understand. Because in the morning, I am literally looking like I'm homeless. Like I crawled out of the tent underneath the subway and I'm looking little change for pasta later on. It's definitely giving mad, gal. I'm outside looking like a fiend. Hello, where is the Nest Cafe? And you lot are looking like you're ready for New York Fashion Week. It's not making sense. I don't understand it. There needs to be a ban on everything because they're so interested in everything about their appearance. They are not studying their books. They're in the classroom and they're worried about the edges. They're worried about all these things. The edges has got so much style and pattern. It's giving art attack. That's what it's giving. I need to understand what time in the morning you lot are waking up to put on this production.
According to an article in the Star, written by Ashanti Lawson, schools defend ban on edges. Jennifer Williams, president of the Association of Principals and Vice Principals, said the measure is intended to maintain neatness, noting that hair gels used to create the look often dry into a white substance, creating a flaky appearance that can make students appear dirty on the road. It comes across as if the hair was not washed, when that is not the case. The product itself makes the students look untidy, she told the Star. The move comes amid broader discussions on how schools should enforce discipline. The Education Ministry has repeatedly cautioned administrators against locking students out for dress code violations, stressing that once children arrive on campus, schools act in loco parentis, which means in place of a parent. At the same time, principals insist they are acting within established rules and are simply ensuring standards are upheld. However, Kiva Ingram, who is the principal of the Queen's School, told the Star that the ban on edges was not sudden and that parents were advised months in advance. Parents were informed from June last year, and reminders were sent out in July reports, she said. On the first day of school, the girls came with their hair neatly done and groomed. We do not see a problem. She added that the restriction is aimed at keeping students focused. Girls spend time in the morning fixing edges and arrive late, or in between classes, they leave to redo them. We want them to concentrate on their education, Ingram said. The ban on edges is the latest in a series of grooming restrictions across Jamaican schools. Administrators have long clamped down on dreadlocks, boys' hair length, tight fitting uniforms, and even belt buckles. Black hair dye has been prohibited at some institutions, while one corporate area school recently barred students from wearing perfumes, citing health concern. That personally may be a bit much, but maybe it makes sense. Continuing, principals argue that these measures preserve order and uniformity, while critics question what they have to do with academic performance. According to Williams, not all schools have introduced these restrictions, but those that have cite hygiene and health reasons. Some of the gels contribute to pimples on the forehead. When they dry up, it does not look neat, she said. We are grooming these students to be young ladies. She noted that schools have always guided students on changing trends. In my time, we had bangs. Now it's edges. But the principle is the same. Schools provide direction where grooming is concerned. Still, the clampdowns have not gone unnoticed outside the school gates. The restrictions have spilled over into social media, where many Jamaicans are questioning whether hairstyle bans have any link to education. Principals, meanwhile, maintain that their role includes teaching discipline alongside academics. It is important that as administrators, we guide them and show them what is not appropriate, Williams said. Most times, when you sit down with the students and have the conversation, they usually agree. Very interesting. And of course, as mentioned in the Star, not many persons were receptive to this new ban on baby hairs. Now, Spice, big Queen of Dancehall Spice had this to say as it regards to the new ban on baby hairs. The Jamaican school system always a focus on the wrong thing, kiss my teeth. How can this hairstyle stop this little girl from learning is the big question here. Look on how well kept and appropriate the style is. This can allow her to not have to focus on her hair for weeks. This hairstyle can help her to not be late for school in the mornings. This hairstyle can escape her from being bullied depending on what her natural hair looks like. This hairstyle can only cause one less thing for her mother to think about for up to 2 to 3 weeks. Like, seriously, I can go on and on. Not a thing wrong with this hairstyle. Jamaican school system overdo rules and creates an environment where kids are always afraid to talk to a teacher. Shake my head. No, this hairstyle it looks like braids, and she says Jamaica school system always focusing on the wrong thing. Um, this seems like she's referring to braids. That's the photo I'm looking at now. However, if it's braids, some schools do ban braids. I know that I believe that Campion College allow braids. not quite sure, but I believe back in my time, Campion did allow braids. Maybe she's not necessarily focusing on baby hairs. If it's braids, okay, she has a point. But personally, I actually agree with the sentiments of the principals where baby hairs can be distracting, especially if you have to constantly be doing them over, checking on them, or looking at yourself in the mirror, being distracted, etc. School is school. It's not a beauty pageant. I'm sure that there are several beauty pageants that young girls can enter and be a part of. But for now, school is school. And yes, when the glue dries, if not professionally done, it tends to look very tacky. And when I say tacky, I mean tacky in both aspects of the word. Pun intended. So tacky meaning unsuitable, and tacky meaning the glue is actually quite tacky and it dries very stiff depending on the glue that you're using, which there are glues that don't dry as tacky but maybe more costly. So the glue dries tacky and stiff, and then it becomes flaky, and no, it does not look good. And some children don't have the resources, time, nor knowledge on how to do things properly or professionally. So instead of wasting all this time, all the distraction, just go to school looking like students and behaving well. And with that being said, this is the Jamaican Scoop Diva. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please don't forget to leave your comments below. Thank you so much for watching.